Just who is the Pink Devil? Just who is Miss Karen? Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another video, and today's video is going to be a review of the latest episode of Sword Art Alternative Gun Gale Online, Episode 2. And I gotta tell you guys, I really enjoyed this episode. This episode was a great introduction to Karen as a character. Of course, we get introduced to Lynn, her avatar. We also meet a new character in Pitto, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in this video. And yeah, this was really a great backfill for the episode events that happened way back in episode 1. So before I ramble on about that too much longer, let's talk about the actual episode. So the episode starts off with Karen giving a brief overview of her life. She's this tall girl who moved from her hometown of Hokkaido to Tokyo to attend school. Karen, she's kind of a loner in the world of school. She doesn't have any friends. She doesn't have a part-time job because her parents won't allow her. She's not in any clubs, and that's because Karen is insecure about herself. She has a problem with her height. Like, the normal girls in her class are like 5 feet tall, while Karen is like 7 feet tall. So she has problems fitting in school. She keeps banging her head on every single sign and overhang that she comes across, and she's real insecure about herself. She has a hard time making friends because of this. But then Karen tells everybody about how she was introduced to the VR MMO world when she was home on vacation. She sees an episode on TV about the whole Sword Art Online incident, and of course the administration packaged The Seed, which allowed these VR MMOs to take off in popularity. They're much safer now, and yeah, everybody enjoys them. But hearing one phrase during this program is what piques Karen's interest, and she decides to check them out. And those words are, a new, different reality. Intrigued by this, Karen goes to her friend and asks her to tell her about these VR MMOs, explain them to them, do they hurt, yada, yada, yada. So Karen is now intrigued by these VR MMOs, and she actually runs out and buys the Avosphere, and originally she buys ALO. Now, Karen tries ALO briefly, but she doesn't like how when her character avatar is generated, she's freakishly tall. And this is the story throughout the 37 other VR MMOs she tries before finally finding Gun Gale Online. And of course, her friend also introduces her to custom character feature, which allows her to build a custom character, and finally allows Karen's avatar Lynn to generate, and Gun Gale Online is the cute little Chiba character that we see and got introduced with in episode 1. So Karen, or at this point Lynn, is traveling around. She's running around Gun Gale Online, and she doesn't exactly know what kind of game she's in. All she knows now is she's the cute girl that she has always wanted to be, so she's not really sure about Gun Gale Online. So finally she decides to go through the tutorial, the tutorial in this game is basically boot camp, but albeit boot camp with one awesome boot camp instructor. I mean, if the U.S. military, or any military for that matter, ever had a problem recruiting guys, they need more basic training instructors like this girl that trains Lynn. I mean, this was probably arguably my favorite part of this entire episode, but I digress. We see Lynn go through, she's going through basic, she's learning about all these different weapons, about knives and all that, and finally she comes out, she learns that the submachine gun is the best fit for her, and we actually see her begin to grow her legs a little bit, so to speak, and really get the feel of the VR MMO experience. She actually begins out in the desert area, and at first she starts just by hunting animals, trying to get some experience points, trying to level up, and this group actually comes out by chance and just totally ignores her, and she can't figure it out, because now that she's got this pink character, she actually blends into the sand, so nobody sees her coming, but she remembers back to those words she learned in boot camp where if they're don't bother talking to them, shoot at them. So she finally pops out from the sand and ambushes these guys and wipes them out. And she does this continuously. So she begins to learn what Gun Gale Online's all about. but arguably, and probably most unfortunate of all, she earns the reputation as the Pink Devil because she just ambushes people out of nowhere, out in the desert, and basically is doing it that way. Everybody wants to know just what this Pink Devil is. What does this Pink Devil look like? Because at first, when we see Lynn first come into Gale Online, people are actually thinking she's an NPC and not really a character. In fact, we actually hear people saying, is that a little girl running around Gale Online, or is that just a little NPC? But anyway, we see her go through all these trials. She becomes known as the Pink Devil, and that's when she runs into Pito. She's out in the desert, or Lynn's out in the desert. She's trying to find people to go through and try to level up, and Pito finally arrives and actually puts a pistol to Lynn's head. But rather than shoot her, Pito just decides, hey, I've got a lot in common with you. Let's stick together, and actually treats Lynn out to tea and sweets pretty much. And we see these girls go on, they build a rapport, they begin hunting together. They become the best of friends in this game. But Pito doesn't reveal much about her personal life, but does end up making a vow with Lynn that when she finally defeats her, they will meet in real life. And they actually solidify that vow by tapping metal of their guns. So the vow is made between Lynn and Pito. They're now in a squadron of 2. These 2 girls are now friends in Gale Online, and they hunt and they work together whenever they can. And now they've got this vow that when Lynn actually defeats Pito, they will meet in real life, although both of them will probably be surprised by one another when that actually happens. And the episode ends off with Pito actually telling Lynn about Squad Jam, which is the tournament that began in episode 1, and we actually see the poster for Squad Jam, and that was pretty much the episode. So yeah, this episode was a really great episode to give us some backstory on Karen and just why she got involved in VR MMOs in the first place. And of course, it's an introduction to Pito, who's a major character from the looks of the poster and the trailers and that. We'll be seeing a lot of Pito here in the future, and it's great that Pito and Lynn actually begin their friendship in this episode. We're introduced to these 2. They become fast friends. They have a lot in common, and so this was a really great development episode for Lynn, although this is already stuff that has happened in the past. And just to recap, but it does show Lynn's development as a character in just how she's gotten the reputation that she has or had in episode 1 in Gale Online. So anyway, with all that being said, overall, great episode. I rank it an 8 out of 10. This is a really good episode. Even though we're only 2 episodes in, I really like the feel of this alternative Gale Online, and I'm really looking forward to episode 3. But as always, in the comment section down below, let me know what you guys thought of this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What were your thoughts on the episode? What are your thoughts on Karen in the real world? What are your thoughts on Lynn in the virtual world? What are your thoughts on Pito? What was your favorite part of the episode? Just let me know what your guys' thoughts are about all this in the comment section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. All right, everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.